focused on our reader syllabus. We learned good stories, we learned about the morals also. Now it's time to learn some grammar. So beta, today we are going to start our chapter number 10 of English grammar book, and the title is The Adverbs. Till chapter 9 we have already completed in our term 1 syllabus. So today we are going to discuss chapter 10 of your English grammar, that is the adverb. Although beta, this topic is not a new one for you, you all are familiar with the topic, but let's have a recapitulation. Let's learn some more. Beta, read these following sentences which are given here, which are written here. She sang beautifully. She moved quite slowly. He is a very happy man. You can see, children, in all these three sentences I have underlined some words. Can you tell me why? Beta, look, this beautifully, this word is describing the verb of the sentence. Similarly, slowly is an adverb which is describing, which is attached to another adverb. It means it is describing another adverb. Next we have, he is a very happy man. Man, you all know, noun is there. Happy is describing noun. And which words describe noun? These are adjectives. But very is an adverb which is describing an adjective. So on a whole we can say beta. Now look at the definition. So an adverb may be defined as a word which modifies a verb, another adverb and an adjective also. Adverb, it is a mixture of two words, add plus verb. Now let's discuss in detail beta from your own book, and we will be discussing in this chapter definition of adverb, kinds of adverb, formation, position and order of adverbs. Now let's get started.
So students, here we have our chapter number 10, the adverbs. Better look at these sentences, read the following sentences. The very first sentence, he drove slowly, he moved quite slowly, he is a very happy man. We all know, students, that here in this first sentence, adverb slowly is describing a verb. In second sentence, slowly is an adverb and quite also. So one adverb is describing another adverb. In third sentence, he is a very happy man. Man is a noun. The word which describes noun is called adjective and very is adverb. So in this sentence, adverb is describing, adverb has been used before an adjective. So what comes the definition? So an adverb may be defined as a word which modifies a verb, another adverb or an adjective, and not only beta, sometimes the adverb can modify a prepositional phrase, a pronoun too. Look at the further examples, students, and obviously this statement will be justified that adverb can modify prepositional phrase and sometimes pronoun also. Nearly everybody came to our party. Everybody is pronoun here. Nearly is adverb. So adverb nearly modifies the pronoun everybody. Second, the nail went right through the wall. Through the wall is a prepositional phrase. What is prepositional phrase? Preposition plus modifier, that is prepositional phrase, and right is adverb. So here the adverb right is pre-modifies the prepositional phrase right through the wall. So hence this statement gets proved that adverbs not only modifies verb, another adverb or adjective, but it modifies prepositional phrase and pronouns also. I hope till here it's clear to all of you. Now we are going to understand the kinds of adverbs. First of all, students, we have adverb of time. Obviously, in adverb of time, we will get the answer of when. And which are the words, which are adverbs, which will be used in the sentence when we will get the answer of when: ago, before, early, soon, already, yet, etc. These are the adverbs which will be used in a sentence and that will certainly give the answer of when. Let's see the example. He will go soon. I have not done my work yet. She has returned from England, recently. He came early. I shall do it today. These all are the examples of adverb of time. Further, we have adverbs of place or position. Obviously, students, in adverb of time, we got the answer of when. So here in place, we will get the answer of where. These adverbs tell us about the place of action and answer the question where. And these are the adverbs which you will get in a sentence where adverb of place or position is concerned. Come, here, she can get it anywhere. He went out for some time. You should not go there. The village is very near. In all these sentences, adverbs of place has been used and we have got the answer of where. Next we have adverbs of manner. Now pause the video for a single second and tell me what will we get. Obviously we will get the answer of how here. And these are the adverbs which we will see in the sentence, which will be used in the sentence when adverbs of manner is concerned, like slowly, quickly, quietly, easily, badly, hardly, well, etc. I tried hard to succeed. And definitely, students, in this we will get the answer of how. She spoke. How? Quietly, sweetly, fast, rudely. So, how? We will get the answer of how in adverb of manner. Next, we have adverbs of frequency. Adverb of frequency means how often. How many times, how often. So, here we will get the answer of how often in adverbs of frequency. And students, the words which we will get in the sentence when adverb of frequency is concerned, these are the words which we will get in the sentence, like always, often, never, seldom, usually, occasionally, normally, generally, twice, etc. Now let's understand through examples. She often goes there. I seldom meet him. She has never seen Mumbai. He always spoke the truth. You never told a lie. Women usually live longer than men. So in these sentences we have got the answer of how often, and this is adverbs of frequency. Next we have, students, adverbs of degree. In adverbs of degree, or these are called intensifier also, very, rarely, fairly, quite, too, hard, really, enough, fairly, scarcely, these words will be included, and these adverbs are often called intensifiers because they heighten or lower the effect of the words they modify. How? He is very happy. They are quite rich. I hardly meet him these days. So definitely they are intensifiers because they heighten or lower the effect of the word they modify. Like they are modifying any verb. So I hardly meet him these days. So in this way they affect the words they modify. Next we have interrogative adverbs. In interrogative adverbs, beta, when, where, whenever, wherever, why, how, however, how often, how much. Obviously, WH family members will be there. And definitely, we will come to know these adverbs are used for asking questions about time, place, reason, manners, etc. Why did he come late? How did he reach this place? How often do you meet him? Where did he? When did he go to Delhi? Where did she live? And so on. So interrogative adverbs, definitely WH family members will be there, and they are used to ask questions about time, place, reason, manners, etc. Further, we have students relative adverbs. In relative adverbs, when, where, why, etc. will be there, but they will always be used to show some relation. How? I know the house where he lived. Both the sentences, both the clauses are related to each other. Please tell me the time when you can come. So these adverbs work as relative adverbs. Next we have exercise number 1. In this beta, you have to underline the adverb in the following sentences. The very first sentence is, although this exercise has been done for you students for your understanding, she is too shy to talk. Here too is adverb. Try again, again is adverb, and so on. So you can better try it by yourself. Further, we have degree of comparison. Beta, in degree of comparison, like adjectives, adverbs also have degrees of comparison, comparative and superlative. And what are the rules of, what is the formation of comparative and superlative degrees of adverbs? Let's understand. First of all, beta, understand that single syllable means sound of vowel. Although many students, many people pronounce it as vowel also, that's fine. But single syllable means sound of vowel. Adverbs add ER and EST to form the comparative degrees. Comparative and superlative degrees. How? Look at this table. Here students, we have been given some adverbs and how can we write their comparative and superlative forms. Single syllable adverbs are there, so definitely their formation would be by adding ER for making its comparative and EST for making it superlative. Loud, louder, loudest, late, later, latest, near, nearer, nearest. But some adverbs are there which do not take the same comparative and superlative form, but their formation would be changed because they have ly at the end. So definitely their comparative and superlative form would be beautifully, more beautifully, most beautifully. In short, in comparative, more will be added, and in superlative, most will be added. Further we have irregular comparisons. Students, here we can see that some irregular adverbs are there. Bad, far, well, little, much. Obviously, these are positive forms and we cannot add more and most. We cannot add er or est to form their comparative and superlative forms. That's why they are called the irregular ones. So their formation would be bad, worse, worst, far, farther, farthest if any distance is there, further, furthest if any distance, time or additional is there, good, better, best, little less, least, much more, most. These are called irregular comparisons. Further we have constructions with comparisons. How the comparison will be there and how the sentence structure will be. With the positive degree we use as with an affirmative verb and as so as with negative verb. How? She walked as slowly as she could. Affirmative verb as no negativity is there. He didn't speak so loudly as you did. As so has been used here with negative verb. Further we have than is used with the comparative form. This we already know, students. He eats more than she does. He works harder than his brother does. There is comparison, so definitely comparative degree would be, comparative adverbs will be used. Further we have with the superlative we use of all and comparative plus than. I know, students, whenever we read any explanation it becomes a little tough for us to understand, but when we read out the examples then the things are always clear to us. With the superlative we use of all or comparative plus than. She is the best of all the students. She is better than all other students. Superlative, we are using all or comparative plus than here we have used. He ran faster, comparative than all. So in this way it will be formatted. How this exercise 2 will be done? Use the correct form of the adverb given in the bracket and rewrite the sentence. Our players ran in bracket fast than the players of the other team. So what would be the correct sentence by adding this adverb fast? Our players ran faster than the players of the other team. This would be the correct sentence. Further, students, we have the formation of adverbs. Some adverbs are there which can be formed by adding ly at the end. Some adverbs are there which can be formatted by adding. Some nouns and adjectives are there which can be formed as an adverb by writing a with them, placing a before noun or adjective, and some adverbs, example high, low, deep, near, fast, etc., can be used as adjective and adverbs also. It depends where they are being used. Obviously, if any word is there which is being used to describe noun, then it is adjective. It is being used after verb, then it is adverb. Look at these formations, students. Adverbs of manner are formed by adding ly, like active, actively, careful, carefully, beautiful, beautifully, and so on. Further we have Some adverbs are formed by placing a before nouns and adjectives. Flame, a flame, board, aboard, long, along, new, a new, etc. And this I have already explained. Some adverbs, example high, low, deep, etc., can be used as adjective or adverbs. Look at this table and try to understand. Further, students, we are going to understand the position of adverb. One of the important points to be noted about the adverbs is their ability to move around in a sentence. They can occur at the beginning of a sentence or between the subject and the verb. Besides, means in addition to, they can occur between the helping verb and the main verb and after the verb also. So, first of all, let's see what is the formation, what is the place of adverb of manner in a sentence. Adverbs of manner are usually placed after the direct object. If there is no direct object, they are placed after the verb. She walked quickly. He solved the sum easily. They ran slowly. They are never to be placed between a verb or its indirect object. He solved easily the sum. Obviously, this is a wrong sentence. Next, we have adverbs of place. This will be placed after the direct object, otherwise after the verb. We met here, she met there. You can get these things everywhere. So this is the place, this is the formation of adverb of place in a sentence. Adverbs of time are normally placed at the beginning or at the end of a sentence, but usually we get adverb of time, the position is at the end is quite common. I met him today. We rarely say today I met him. Usually the correct formation is I met him today. She is cooking now. He will return soon. But still some exceptions are there. Yet should be placed at the end of a sentence. He has not read the newspaper yet. Still is placed before the verb but after the verb to be. He still hates her. They are still to pay the bill. Before verb, after to be. Adverbs of frequency have different position rules. Like, he is always late for school. They are usually placed between the subject and the main verb. They often visit the temple. They subject, often main verb, and visit main verb, and often is adverb. I sometimes go to bed at 9 p.m. I subject, go verb, and sometimes adverb. Further, we have adverbs of degree are placed before the adjective or adverb. They modify. The milk was too hot to drink. So here, students, what it says that adverbs of degree are placed before the adjective or adverb. They modify. The milk was too hot to drink. Hot, adjective. To is adverb. He knows me quite well. Well, adverb, and it is modifying another adverb. Next is, some adverbs of degree can also modify verbs. Obviously, lost, arrived, go, these are verbs, and nearly, just, and hardly are modifying verbs. Further, we have enough follows the adjective or adverb it modifies. Beta, this chapter is so easy for you if you know the difference between adverb and adjective, because everywhere these two terms are being used. So enough follows the adjective or adverb, it modifies. He is intelligent enough to solve this sum. Intelligent, adjective. Enough, according to the rule, it is modifying adjective. She did not walk quickly enough. Quickly, adverb, and enough is used after adverb. Further, the use of fairly. It is usually placed before positive adverbs and adjectives. The lecture was fairly interesting. No comparative, no superlative is there. So definitely with positive only fairly is used. Only is used before the word it modifies. Only you can solve this puzzle. He only pretend to be ill. I know him only. I met him only yesterday. Admission is by ticket only. So whether any noun is there or any pronoun is there, only is usually placed before the word it modifies. Next we have rather. Rather is used before negative adjective or adverbs. He is rather foolish. The lecture was rather boring. Thus, she scored rather badly. So, obviously, all the negativity is there, whether adjective or adverb. So, rather is used before negative adjectives and adverbs. Further, we have one more use. Rather is also used before comparative and before to also. She is feeling rather better today. He reads rather too quickly. So before comparatives and to, rather is used. It is also used before certain nouns which describe an attitude towards a person or thing. It is rather a pity to cut down those trees. It is rather a shame that he behaved so rudely. So it is used before certain nouns which describe an attitude towards a person or thing. Further, students, we need to understand what is the order of adverbs. Students, except for frequency and a few other adverbs, the normal position of adverb is at the end of the sentence. Generally, the order is manner, place, and then time. I studied hard at home all day. First of all, manner will be there, then place, and then time. If there are several adverbs, then the formal order will be manner, place, frequency, time, and purpose. He walked impatiently, manner, into the town, place, frequency, every evening, time, before dawn. What was the purpose? To buy a newspaper. So he walked immediately into the town every evening before dawn to buy a newspaper. This is the formation of adverb if in a sentence several adverbs are there. The more particular expressions of time come before the general. She was born at 5 o'clock on Monday morning in year 2004. Next rule, if there is a verb of movement, we often put the adverb of place after the verb. She walked to the station. Verb of movement, in a hurry last night. The adverbs of time are often put at the beginning of the sentence when a long sentence has other adverbs in it. How? Yesterday he went to Delhi by bus. At 11 in the night, she heard a knock on the door. So adverb of time are often put in the beginning. If there are two adverbs of manner, the shorter is put first. How? Press it firmly with your hand. First of all, firmly will be used, and then with your hand adverb to will be used. Obviously, the shorter one is put first. So students, this is all about the explanation of chapter number 10, that is adverb. I advise you to read the explanation from your book also, and listen to this video, watch this video again and again by keeping it pause, so that it should not be like that you are just watching a 30-minute video, 35-minute video and that's over. No beta, try to understand small portion and then do the exercise. That will be easier for you, and surely you will come to know how to do the exercise, how to place the adverb in different sentences. So students, this chapter till exercise 9 you need to complete by yourself first of all, and then you will be matching the answers from the solution which I will be sending you. Thank you all.